Hello everyone and welcome to the Ironside cast! With me, Matt. We're tuning for you all here on Gelsenkirchen Refinery. A little map that's a very industrial theme, as you can tell, with lots of bombed out buildings every now and then, and lots of silos and everything. It's a very industrial map and very vanilla. Let's go for the players. Represent the source today. We have Arranged Calm as without a command choice. And we have Muro as the source without a command choice, obviously. Represent the Germans today. We have Double Waffen-SS with Crazy Man NL, and Smoky straight again with Propaganda Tactics for the Waffen-SS. This should be interesting. Now this is Ironside rather than Spearhead, so there will be some changes, obviously. You can generally tell early on if it's Spearhead or Ironside depending on the model. Like the officer here for the conscript not having the green uniform or greenish look like he does in Spearhead. That's all change one day. Who knows? Now the Germans are quickly moving up to secure ground. This is not a victory point game, so this could last a while. So stick with me. Let's get quickly moving up to secure the northern flank. Looks like they've gone for shock. Smokey's propaganda tactic pioneers will soon encounter them. We'll have some sappers nearby to support the conscripts. Doom pioneers are going to have a little bit of issues here. I think that's a lot of Soviets. And down here looks like the pioneers also behind a good position. The more conscripts also arriving. We see more Sturmgrenadiers quickly rushing up to try and get into position to help. Conscripts are getting quite close. The Sturm pioneers have to pull back, they need to move quick. They're sitting up there behind what little cover they have. Multiple being touched on the structure. Forcing the Sturm pioneers out, but the conscripts do go down. And up here looks like the Sturm pioneers have to pull back and actually got killed. The Soviets push forward, then the wounded guy on the ground. Sturm is going to try and counter them. That's going to be a hard fight for them though, that's a lot of conscripts. Molotov about to be tossed. Also we have the Volkssturm on the flank here. Militia units are able to propaganda tactics, much cheaper infantry. And still fairly reliable, all things considered in a static position. The Sturmgrenadiers are securing ground down here. Mthis have been pressing now for the Soviet Union, but they've lost their sappers, so they're going to be a little bit behind in base construction. So they've been tossed there. Forcing the Mthis back. So the Dutch had going fairly easily. And the Soviets are securing the north and field point. More rifle shots are being exchanged here. Maxim's also being rolled here by the Soviets. Two at the same time. So they've gone for Tank Destroyer command on the southern flank. Generally a fairly good choice. Tank Destroyer is a fairly good commander for the Soviet Union. So is Shock. Volkssturm encountering some Mthis here in the center. The Mthis should have that fight most handily. Looks like they are just avoiding fighting now. Mthis are very high quality infantry for the Soviets. Well, not really high quality infantry. Ridiculous. They basically stand up to like the regular infantry of all the other factions, so generally you'll be surprised how well Mthis can do. Because they're still accurate enough with their rifles. They can fight you at long range. Because they have one extra man, that actually is a very big deal, because that's one extra rifle they can work with. Because the conscripts are very low quality infantry, but they are very inaccurate at long range. They're very cheap. Whereas the Mthis, if you could just rely on those, you can do a lot more with them, to be honest, in my opinion. Volkssturm getting mowed down there. But if you're trying to push up, but there's still Germans covering the flank there. I don't think they can push it that way. Most of the battle lines have been drawn now. Both sides have equal amount on the map, except the Soviets do have this one up here and managed to barbed wire it off somewhat. I'll buy them some more resources. Not a lot, but it's a little bit extra to work with. And sometimes a little bit extra is all it takes. Also because that structure forcing the German machine gun out. That's an MG08 like that. A Volkssturm unique machine gun used by the German Empire in the First World War. The machine gun is a machine gun. Oh, looks like the Soviets managed to push the Germans back here, but an MG34 has been set up here. It's going to prevent the Soviets from taking this point. Maxim setting up though to cover the point themselves. No command choice yet here from Crazy Man NL. As the Sturmgrenadiers are trying to push up here. Tossing a splinting grenade. killing one of the Soviets, but not stopping them that much.
Pioneer Cooper is ready for action.
So the Germans are going to set up a fort headquarters in this area. Most of them are trying to get around the flank here. Getting back behind these. These looks like generators or something. Yeah, it must be generators that was used for the factories. Oh, looks like they've gone for Panzerjäger, so we have a mirror match down here. We have Panzerjäger versus anti-tank. That is a very interesting matchup, to be honest. Well, up here we have propaganda against shock. Not really a mirror match, so to speak. Folks have been doing their best to try and keep the constants at bay, but they're just slowly being whittled down. I suppose you would kind of expect. More folks to my arriving. The fighting continues at large down here. Also with infantry arriving en masse. I think this machine gun might be overrun. Close up to throw grenades. Yeah, it's too late for a machine gun. And that's another machine gun for the Soviets to use. The conscripts are really quickly moving out to secure it. That's not gonna be good here for the Waffen-SS. Trying to set up a fort headquarters over here, but it's been spotted. But he just grabbed and merged in. I guess he doesn't want that conscript squad anymore. The other one's a very healthy machine gun and ready to go. The fuel point is down in Soviet hands. In the northern flank, looks like this structure's on fire, but the Germans have managed to get around here. There's a minefield on the northern point. More or less right here for the Soviet Union. Applying a little bit more pressure. So the Soviets have several fort headquarters from this structure. They're really intending to stay here. We also have some grenadiers here from the Waffen-SS now. Another unique unit available to the Waffen-SS Panzerjägers, just a cheap alternative to the Sturmgrenadiers. We also have some Panzergrenadiers here. Very good infantry. Generally, there's a unique Panzergrenadier to most of the Waffen-SS commanders. They're pretty reliable at their specific tasks. Again, I apologize if I'm a little bit nasally. My hay fever is acting up at this time of year. Nothing I can really do about it, I'm afraid. Just pushing forwards though. MQ is in this structure though, keeping the Soviets somewhat at bay. Also helps protect these stone pioneers on the flank. We're equipped with some cheaper submachine guns like the MP3008. It's basically like a copy of the Sten gun, I believe. Just with the magazine sticking southwards. One of the last ditch efforts to make a cheap submachine gun for the Germans. As the Nazi regime collapsed. They did a lot of very weird weapons to try and make up for losing their industrial capability, like the Volkssturmgewehr here. Lots of very cheap weaponry and desperate weaponry. That's kind of one of the things about propaganda. You can get a lot of desperate weapons. Oh, that's the Cypher charge. They want to deny this structure. And yeah, that structure's gone. So it's not gonna have to deal with that structure anymore. So Germans set up a fighting position down here. The NGO-8s are certainly doing their thing. Bungo over here is having a firefight with the Maxim, but I think the Maxim can be cleaned out. Yeah, playing the gun under Bungo. One of the cooler features of Ironside, I think. You can actually clear out the gunners in structures and such. Which means defensive structures are not that good on their own. You guys need to have supplementary defenses for them. The feel is a lot better. Because I think sometimes static defenses can be a little bit too strong in, like, say, Spearhead. Even the vanilla, for that sake. Don't have to pull back here. But Germans have managed to push through the center here, getting to another munitions point. And munitions are very important in Ironside/Spearhead. So far, it's quieting down. For how long is the question?
LMG team ready. Guard squad ready. We have a DP-28. Give us a target.
EPM's on the move. That was going for the center here.
We have secured. Detection of enemy vehicles
Ooh, Waffen-SS keep pushing up on the flank here, but these Storm Grenadiers might have overstepped their welcome. Overstayed their welcome, rather. They're about to be overrun. They want to get out. They might want to try and see if they can get out of there. And too late. They're not gonna make it. That's a machine gun now for the Soviets to use. Is this Cyber's gonna take it? Or not? Who's gonna grab that machine gun then? I guess the officer? Yeah, it looks like the Soviet lieutenant is grabbing the MG42 for his crew. A spoil of war, so to speak. Down here, the fighting continues. Germans having a little bit of a hard time pushing up here. There are some first SS veterans, or third SS veterans on the field here. Unique to propaganda. You can only have one limited field at a time, though. Very good lead infantry squad. Just be a little bit cautious with them. That's a lot of enemies to fight alone. Veteran 1 has an MG42. Molotov coming that way. Had to pull out of that. There's still a very good infantry squad, though. Hanskin is trying to flank down here, but Sabi working out for them. Let's see if they can pull back. They're under a little bit too much stress there. A mortar arriving here for the Waffen-SS. And Pack is also taking some long-range shots, just to know why. Just apply more pressure, I think. Veterans trying to fight in the center against the lieutenants. I think the veterans should win that, especially with their support back there from the MG08. And they clear out the lieutenant and his team. Guess he's not getting home with that spoil of war. Actually, he's not getting home at all. Just looking down to the point here. Avoiding a mine just barely.
This is what we're trained for. Squad, shut it.
Hard fight for both sides right now. Neither side's really sure how to advance. This is an annihilation match, so this will take a while. Unless someone can just push through.
Setting of command post.
Hanskin is on the southern flank here. They're encountering too much to handle. They might want to get out of there. And that's a lot of fun to Vicky.
Has been permanently established as a static post.
But the Waffen-SS mortar should certainly do its job now. Just when there's so many Soviets bunched up. It'll make it a lot easier for a mortar.
Listen up. This is what we're trained for. Yes, your orders, comrade.
Hanskin's waiting for a recon team up here. Soviets in general. I guess they might be wanting to get some eyes on where the Germans are so they can mortar them. But he needs to be quite cautious because of this minefield. They might want to just get out of there.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Recon team is on the field though.
A fresh officer has arrived.
The Germans are quickly clearing out the minefield here in the center. Doom Honey is getting to work.
Prepare for combat.
So it looks like the Germans are aiming for more tech up. I'm not sure what the Pack is firing at. I guess the squad over here. I'm not sure just firing AP rounds is going to do much. Oh, looks like the Swiss are clearing out this pipe.
Trying to destroy a structure.
Allow them through. Or at least get sights on it, so that this Maxim can cover the point. Cleaning up more of the pipes. Now, after all battlefield obstructions, shaping the battlefield to their own advantage is a good idea. Also trying to stop the Soviets from taking this point. You succeed in scaring them off, but I don't think the Foxstorm is going to last much longer. That's a lot of shots being fired towards them. Lots of automatic weaponry.
Political officer deploying now, comrade.
The Soviets are securing the northern flank here. Putting up another bunker. And the Foxstorm just get pinned immediately. You managed to secure the point though. So we're hitting the southern flank here. Pulled in by the Halfsturmführer. Very good barrage at that.
Hit! Adjust fire!
But the Waffen-SS don't really have enough troops to assault the position yet. They need to play it slow and just wait. Especially with all the machine guns pointing that way. He's trying to advance up here. Causing a great assault on this bunker.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Machine gun needs to turn to another window.
Lost the defensive structure.
There it is. Able to get some good shots in. The Storm Pioneers forced him to the ground.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
And we have a T-34 now arriving here for the Soviet Union. I think that's the first tank. At the first tank on the field, that'll certainly be an advantage for the Soviets. Now you have more tanks also arriving for the other Soviet player. The first two can arrive very quickly though, so yeah. Oh, we have a command stock arriving here for the Waffen-SS. An artillery observation stock. As for just being prepared by the propaganda tactics. Will it arrive quick enough? That is the question. Just with all the shells landing around. Almost about. No real surprise there, it's doing its job. What's it being called in on the Dolphin flank? Not sure for what. Oh, just to buy themselves. Oh, it's a smoke barrage. What the fuck's them planning to do? Are they just gonna steal the DPM? Or are they going for the point? Doing a grenade assault on the bunker. Okay. Cleans up the gunner. And then a button flasher. The Shooting Fury clean out that bunker entirely. So I think if you brace it, it does protect from the fire a fair bit. What's really landing on the southern flank here, doing a good job nearing the Soviet defense. Now, this Houndstone Fury has done a lot for himself with that 12 centimeter. Damn. I guess the Soviets focus too much on defense there. Static defense with that. Gonna allow them to start advancing. Bunker is still operational though, but they can clean it out the gunner pretty quick if they can get a few shots in.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Just a few more shots and they can clean it out. Also, the Panzer cannot pierce the bunker actually. There we go, they killed the gunner. I just have to clean out that Maxim gun. Looks like the T-34 is quickly rushing southwards. Gearbox Stoke is being flanked. Panzerfaust being used here by one Sturm Grenadier. How's the stock holding up so well? How? That is the luckiest command stock I've ever seen. And here comes the double Panzer 48s. That is to service very good cover, but there's another squad of Grenadiers here. They don't have enough munitions for Panzerfaust though. And there goes the T-34.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of Obrodina.
How did that command stock survive though? Luckiest stock I've ever seen. Holy shit. Those side skirts are probably a very good addition the officers did to that tank. Oh well, assault guns to be specific. So the Soviets on the north flank decided against using tanks instead of waiting to get more infantry to start pushing. Just to start applying more pressure after all. More smoke barrage being used here. It's good to see that Germans are using their abilities a lot from their officers. Using your officers is very important. That's going to be another great assault, I think. Get towards the structure there. Lots of Soviets are breaking through. Maxim has been cleared out though. Ooh, Molotov there, a button flash on the officer. Forces some of the Soviet infantry back. That's going to be a very big barrage though from the Soviet officer, I think. Can he survive the button flasher? Can he survive? Just a little bit longer. That's gonna be a 122mm. Many shots have already come in. Yeah, he gets it off. This area is about to be flattened. And there's much left there. As you can see, completely flattens this area. So artillery strikes are pretty intense. Down here looks like another T-34's arrived. And these repairs very quick. We also have an HU-85 arriving. Which I suppose can take the fight to the Germans. That's a Beutepanzer Sherman though for the Hansejägers. Not sure how much they would have seen action on the Eastern Front. But fragmentation round kills the squad down there. Not sure Sherman is assigned to deal with an HU-85 though. But the Panzer's doing his best to try and hold though. Takes out the T-34. Germans just pushing forward because the Maxim can't really stop it. It's a machine gun after all. It'll be designed for dealing with a vehicle like this, an armored vehicle. But the HU-85 is coming. And one shot. Oh, never mind. It bounced. Another shot. There it goes. There goes the Beutepanzer. But it shows lost a lot of units on the southern flank. The north, it's still looking much the same, but several Panzer 4GAs are still operating up here. As more Soviet infantry pushes forwards. Explosive round being loaded here by the issue. It's a tree. Not very good. And when it's the only way to support its infantry. The HU-85 is not really very good at supporting infantry after all. It's a tank destroyer first and foremost. Let's just switch with the center of the German minefields. Panzer's still trying to push through though. Bring around the flank. And just pouring in slowly. But the Panzer 4GA is advancing. I don't think these AT grenades are gonna work. There's too many machine gun fire. No. Another Panzer squad mode down in the open. It's very hard to approach a German tank from the front. Especially because of all the machine guns it has. And those two Panzer IVs are coordinating very well. What can the Surge do? Oh, mortar hit the Fonsvigi right there. That's very painful. And it's not looking good for the Soviet Union. They're trying to set up another Fort headquarters here. Well, HU-85 needs to be very cautious here. Yeah. Good Dobbin got shot by the pack and the observation stuck. And we have a Jagdpanzer 4 coming out too. Panzer 4 pushing through. Very aggressive advance here. AT grenade here. It's gonna hit one of the Panzer 4s. It's the back, but doesn't do enough. Yeah, I don't think the Soviets are equipped to dealing with these Panzer 4s at the moment. They're just overrunning the position. And that's going to give the Germans a lot more time to work with. Or a lot more space to work with, rather. They have infantry to push up behind, but they don't really. They only have support units. They have no actual infantry units to support this push. The Panzer 4s have to drive back for repairs. Well, down here the Germans are slowly pushing up. Bit by bit they are advancing. Oh, another good shot there from the Panzerbüchse. They've been quite accurate at Panzerbüchse actually, the 17th. Rex in the way here for the stock, so it's going to hit the Rex most of the time. As you can see. Before rise on the northern flank. Gets hit by a Panzerschreck, I think. I'm actually not sure what hit it there. Oh, a Panzerschreck, or Panzerfaust from the Volksturm, my bad. It's because it doesn't actually play a visual when you see the Folkestone do it. Because they don't have an animation for it. One of the limits of Comedy Heroes 2 modding, I'm afraid. Down here, the Pan's going to start pushing again. The Maxim is about to open up. Causing a blink call to buy themselves time to escape. Very good. And yes, as you can walk around, the Germans are slowly just getting more and more territory to work with. Another H-85 is being requisitioned for the Soviet Union. Will that be enough? Beautiful being repaired on the northern flank. And they could swap that 122 for 152. He's playing a shock after all, and I think that is the most powerful artillery strike in the game. But we rarely get to see it. Takes a long time to call in. We also have a Panzerwerfer here now for the propaganda tactics. As the stock pushes forward, shooting some fragmentation rounds in there. Awaits grenade launchers on the front. Here comes the H-85. Needs to be cautious there when there's a Panzer IV, Jagdpanzer IV. Oh! Misses his stock. Jagdpanzer's gonna win this fight, I think. Ooh! For the German Slag Division on the H-85.
Vehicle detection now available.
Let's be very cautious. Oh, there's a flare though. Gives the Germans an idea what's going on. I think the Jagdpanzer's gonna try and go for a shot. Oh, so going for it. Oh, H-85 took the hit. There's very little AT equivalent of half from the H-85 though. Panzer now riding on the southern flank as well. H-85 is being very risky, but it has a good gun. Bounce off the stock. But its armor is not as good as you think. Unlike the Jagdpanzer IV. It's at the stock there, but its gun is superior. Here comes a lot of German infantry cleaning out some of the most of the Soviet infantry. Oh, it took out the Jagdpanzer! Meant to penetrate! Do not underestimate the H-85 or just any Soviet vehicle with the 85mm gun. Those things are lethal if they penetrate. Up here, the T-34 waiting around. We have an IS-2 being prepared now. Is the propaganda tactics prepared for dealing with an IS-2? They do have a Tiger Race arriving. But depending on if that gets hit by an AP round for the IS-2, that could actually be real bad. And the southern flank, the Search still don't have a lot of units. They're relying a lot on this H-85 to carry them.
Ready for action.
Arman is calling in another precision strike. Around this fort headquarters, the Soviets just have to abandon it, I think. Here come the shells. You can hear them coming in. Very precise, you can see. Very good taking out this very specific target. H-85 is ready to get more of its upgrades. They want to be as careful as they can. Of course, they were decapturing this command building. Yeah, there we go. They decaptured the fort headquarters. And here comes the IS-2, the Joseph Stalin tank. The heaviest tank that the Soviets can get. I think the Allied forces can get in general. This thing is actually quite dangerous. Basically able to go toe-to-toe with Tigers and Panthers if you use the AP round correctly. Even kill a King Tiger sometimes if you're lucky. But it's very hard to do. You really have to time that AP round at the right moment. You see the Germans can even stop it in its tracks as it shows up. Another big artillery strike being headed here by the Soviet Kapitan. Ranging shots are going in. As the Germans are calling artillery strike in return. Oh, Pack actually managed to penetrate the IS-2 is going to force it back for a bit. Soviet artillery strike does go in though. The Soviets are about to be flattened. And there's a Tiger Race there. Manages to back out of it just in time. Ooh, if it had kept going forward, that could have been real bad.
Heavy tanks standing by. We heard you.
Prepare for orders!
And someone flanked the Panzerjäger. Man, that's not really focusing that much else on vehicles, it seems. Might be saving up for a Jagd Tiger. Panzerwehr open his fire. Trying to clean out the IS-2. Or just cleaning out all the Soviets nearby.
Standing by.
So it's more infantry to start pushing up, but the Germans just getting more Panzergrenadiers to hold the line. A lot of Panzergrenadiers without the Panzers to support them.
Enemy flanking us!
After all, Panzergrenadiers do need Panzers to be the most efficient. Okay, it's Issue-5 starting up again. IS-2 is almost ready for action again, and once it is, that could be a very big problem. Panzer Force on the move, Tiger is also nearby ready to support. Most of the Panzer Force is going to try and probe first. I'm going to try and goad out the AP round of the IS-2. Clean out the Sys gun. Tiger is slowly drives forward, folks still are supporting it. Oh, this could be bad. Tiger is going for it. He wants to penetrate. Starting an AP round. I don't think you can see the Tiger. Panzer Force getting shots at the Tiger as well. Tiger's pushing forwards. Tiger's trying to go for it. Ramming attempt here from the T-34. Manages to hit it and actually detracts the Tiger, destroys the gun! And gets taken out by the AP round from the IS-2! That was quite a showing right there. That was a very heroic move on that T-34 crew. Sacrificing themselves so that Tiger Ace could die. That was true heroism right there and sacrifice. I wonder if they actually had planned that out over the radio, but they're just doing it at the moment. But they managed to take out the Tiger Ace by doing that. That was quite the move. IS-2 needs some repairs here still, and a second IS-2 is being prepared. The Soviets might actually be able to make a comeback after that. It's going to take a long time for the Germans to get a Tiger Ace again. We're down here, the Soviets are trying to advance again. Another Jagdpanzer force being prepared. They're getting inside that structure. Bolt up there on the Sys gun. Not Sys gun, the pack gun. Also, it's trying to get closer to the support area, but that's being mowed down. MT-42 is pretty good at what it does. Now let's go back to get close. Tosses on a grenade. Deals it out the structure. Now the Germans are actually in trouble down here. Panzer Force still pushing forwards though. But it won't be for too much longer when the East IS-2 is ready for action. But the unpredictability of a simple T-34 just deciding to ram can really screw over in advance, as you can see. Desperation breeds innovation, I guess. Even if it's very stupid innovation, it did actually work out. Trying to just ram your tank into the enemy. What a brave crew. IS-2 is ready to push forward now there's two of them. When there's two IS-2s supporting each other, that is a very bad thing to face. Because IS-2s are very powerful vehicles. One AP round going for it. There's one Panzer Force cleaned out. Panzerberg's opening fire though. Very close range. But the heavy armor of the IS-2s are holding on. I think it's that one Panzerwerfer there. The IS-2 is a monster. It is very difficult to fight against if you're not prepared. As you can very clearly see. The Soviets are testing more conscripts and they are getting them. You just need infantry to try and push up behind the ISs. Well, down here though, the Soviets are not doing too well. That Panzer cleaned out the issue 85. The Soviets lost a lot of their units. But the ISS can just keep pushing now. They'll need repairs. Will not come easy. Are there any Teller mines or Eagle mines? I don't see any Tellers or Eagles, and that's kind of what you need to stop the IS-2s. He's around loaded now. This Panzer IV is not moving back fast enough. It's not even moving at all. It's dead.
Medium panzer lost. Awaiting command.
Stop moving up, pack being manned. They're trying to deal with an IS-2.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Oh, still managed to penetrate. Gonna force the IS-2 back for repairs. But the truck is repairing the Soviet tanks back here. You know, down here, that Panzer still holding the line. Which are trying to get more infantry out to just help hold, but will it be enough? That's the main question. More conscripts advancing. MPO-8 opens fire. Oh, there's a Eagle mine here. That's not going to stop any infantry. Conscripts on the flank here. IS-2 is almost ready for action. Again, at least one of them is. It does take a while to get repaired from the truck. It's not as fast as you'd think.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
You know, the Yak Panzer is doing a good job holding the southern flank. Not sure what the Soviets in the southern flank are preparing to do. I think they're just relying on and waiting for the IS-2s to keep advancing on the north and causing a lot more of a problem. Explosive misses. That's unusual. That shell can get stuck on a lot of things. Panzer opens fire again. He's trying to keep these IS-2s down and hopefully immobilize one of them. Those rockets are not really hitting where they should, though. Supposed to hit in the water. It's not the most accurate of weapons after all. Rocket artillery is rarely accurate. Another stock being repaired. The Germans are just trying to get as many vehicles out to try and halt the advance of the ISs. And the stock is fairly cost effective, all things considered. That's kind of the point of the stock. So the stocks are going to have a hard time stopping an IS-2. Tanks been recovered here. Pulls back. Recon team also coming out to support the Soviet tanks. On the southern flank, we have another Capitan coming up here, and we have an ISU-152. Now that might be able to do something. But we also have a Jagdseeker coming out here for the southern flank of the Waffen-SS.
Listen up, men.
IS-2's advancing. But MPO-8 is not gonna make it. Bomb to hell. Stock is gonna try and hold the line. But one AP round is gonna be enough. They both loaded AP? That seems like a waste. Except one of them still has it ready, okay. Stormtroopers on the flank. They're gonna try and panzer it. Oh, they got shot down in the attempt. Valiant attempt though, valiant attempt. Pack managed to penetrate. Gonna force one IS-2 to back off. Panzerfaust assault here, attempt here from the Fox-Term. But the soldiers are keeping an eye on it. Panzerfaust does go off. Fails to penetrate. The frontal arm of the IS-2 is just too thick. And here comes artillery here from the Soviet Capitan. Gonna be another 122mm, but we never get to see the 152. I guess it would take too long to call in. Here come the shells. Cleaning out the pack again. He failed to do any significant damage to the IS-2. He's just gonna back off for repairs again. Well, someone flanked with the ISU-152 now coming up. The Beast Killer, the Shadow Boy. Jagdpanzer driving up, but we also have a Jagdtiger now arriving. It's probably gonna head to the northern flank to try and deal with the IS-2s. But the Jagdpanzer might be outmatched on the southern flank from the ISU. Basically, this thing loads an armor-piercing round. It looks like it already has. That's not gonna be good for that Jagdpanzer, because that's gonna be one big shell. 152 millimeters. That is a very big shell. And bang. Oh, it bounced! But you see how much damage it did just from deflection damage? That should tell you just how massive that shell is. The Jagdpanzer needs to be quite close, but the ISU does not have that good armor, actually. But his armor is holding up against the Jagdpanzer. Another deflection. So the ISU has to pull back for repairs, but so does the Jagdpanzer. You can see just from deflection damage just how powerful this thing is. The ISU is no joke. Because the IS-2s are firing at 122mm, but 152mm is just a tad bigger, I'd say. I'm not sure how big the Jagdtiger is, though. I don't think it says. It probably says from the from this actually. I don't see the Jagdtiger as a choice there. That's unfortunate. But it's a very big gun. Probably one of the biggest the Germans have. More Panzerwerfer shots going in. Hitting around the fortified positions here from the Soviets. Doing a pretty good job of it, actually. Molotov inside the trench. IS-2's ready to move again. Meanwhile, down here, the IS-2 needs repair still. It's taking a lot of damage. Might be pulling back to the repair station back here. The IS-2 is ready to fight again to the front line. But the Jagdtiger is just waiting for that. It's waiting to get into action the instant they can get to the IS-2s. Seeing the IS-2 is going to have issues against the Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger is the heaviest vehicle in the game, for those wondering. Absolutely insane frontal armor this thing has. And deflect practically everything. You really have to get around its flank if you want to stop it, but it is very slow and cumbersome. And obviously its turret is only faced forward, so if you can get around it and immobilize it, it's kind of weak. What the Soviet's gonna do here? Soviet officer's waiting for something. ISU's ready for action again. Got repaired very quickly here by the repair station. Got artillery attempt here from the German Hauptsturmführer. Or might be stopped dead in his tracks. Yeah, he got stopped. And he killed there too. ISU's ready for action again. They're just waiting to move. But I think they know there's a Jagdtiger around. They want to avoid facing that. At least from the front. You know, the ISU just continues to be a menace down here, but the double Jagdpanzer might actually be a good call. Yep, they have a good chance to penetrate after all. Good shots. Just tag teaming the ISU. And takes it out. Very well played there from the Jagdpanzers. But the Germans are running out of infantry support down here. And once that happens, they could be big trouble because the Jagdpanzers have no anti-infantry capabilities apart from one explosive shield on a cooldown. But conscripts suck at aiming, so those Panzers can decide to get out of it despite being shot the entire time. You can really tell that conscripts suck at aiming. That's just a lot of Soviet infantry. Even if they're being hit by mortar rounds, damn. They've seen their own mortar. No, it's not their own mortar. Where's the shell come from? It might have actually been this mortar here, so there was a German mortar. Shell was just still in the air. Oh! Oh shit! What happened to the Jagdtiger? Did they get hit by an AP round from the IS-2? They might have. Another IS-2's gonna load its AP rounds. Oh, it's still recharging. They might have it. I guess after charge. AP rounds been loaded. IS-2 got it, but the Jagdtiger got it in turn. But there's still one IS-2 left. Didn't even get to see what happened up there, but whatever it did, it really stopped the Jagdtiger.
Send orders! Heavy machine gun!
Stock drives forwards here. We have a lot more German infantry moving up. Just quickly turning around here, ready to open fire on the stock. They also hit. IS-2's ready for action again. And another IS-2 being prepared. Be careful when you fire high explosive there. Oh, it managed to actually get through this time, but it didn't do much to the stock. It's very hard to deal with an IS-2 when you don't have the right weaponry. And then here we have a big Soviet infantry assault. I think they realized that the Germans don't have a lot of anti-infantry capabilities down here. So Soviet infantry is just overrunning the positions. Getting around the Panzergrenadiers and the Hauptsturmführer here. The Hauptsturmführer gets good shots in. Good high explosive rounds there from the Jagdpanzers though. Soviet infantry just keeps advancing. Very little to stop them. They do have one MT-42 here still on the squads of the Panzergrenadiers. Doing his best to just try and keep them pinned down. The Germans are still taking heavy losses out here. They'll have to pull back though. Lost their conscript cannon fodder. IS-2 needs some repairs. Other IS-2 is coming out here.
Ready for action!
We have more stocks around here for the Mthis. They realize they need to just get a lot more of these out. They just need holding power.
Hey, T-gun, listen, engineer.
Sniper now available for duty.
I need some more water. Ah, this is a long match.
Conscripts here.
Sometimes these matches last a very long time.
Send order! Return fire!
And Geo is trying to keep the conscripts pinned now, but they're behind some good cover at the moment. That Jagdtiger break is gonna make some very good cover for a long time.
Stand by, crew.
Achtung! Ready yourself!
Panzer weapons are firing again. Another artillery attempt here, but they get stunned. They're only suppressed though. They're not pinned. And as long as they're suppressed, they can still call on the artillery strike. So I think the Soviets are going to get another good artillery strike off here. Here come the shells. You can hear them come in.
Request support!
You know, a lot more on the front line. The B4 also pushes up alongside the IS-2s. Scouting ahead. Runs around the stock, but there's two men in the way. He still manages to do it though, and die doing so. I'm honestly surprised when it works sometimes. A stock is an easy target. No need to waste a piercing round on it. And this stock can actually defend itself. AP round is already going in on it. There we go, it's cleared out. The other stock is just defenseless. Cannot really do anything. And the ISUs just keep advancing. ISUs one clears out the other stock. I think the Swords have finally made a breakthrough here. It's very hard to start the shock army once it gets going. Stop the shock army. You know, the Yakhans is trying to push down here in a desperate attempt to try and pull the IS-2s back, but an SU-100 has arrived. There's an even bigger gun than the SU-85. The IS-2s are advancing. What can the Germans do at this point? They're really running out of things. SU-100 opens fire. Takes up one Jagdpanzer. And the Jagdpanzer has to pull back. And the IS-2s even starting to hit the German base now. They're getting very, very close. And these Panzer was going to be able to pull off a miracle, that's the question. They really don't have enough munitions, I think. Oh, actually, what am I saying? They have plenty of munitions for this. We just need to get some lucky rounds off on these IS-2s. If they can do that, they can basically turn this around. They still have the time. Now the Tiger Ace has arrived. The northern flanks are just entirely falling to the Soviet Union right now. Getting all the ground they need. Tiger Ace is ready for action. Nice, just pulling back, probably realizing something is up. SWAT T-54 is also arriving slowly. Here comes the Tiger Ace. The Panzerwerfer's open fire. They just need to immobilize the IS-2s. No lock so far. That might be a problem. Let's see if they can deal with the Tiger. T-54 was going to try and go for another ram, but it's not going to make it. Oh, but the Tiger fails to penetrate. And down here the Soviets are assaulting again. And we'll use the SU-100 to the advantage, slowly cleaning out the Jagdpanzers. It's only pushing up bit by bit. That's a lot of Soviet infantrymen. There's no machine gun here to stop them half on the one the Panzer gun DSF. That's a big minefield, but the Stabbers have spotted it. That Panzer hits the SU-100. SU-100 backs off. Until it goes in, the Soviets have to pull back. This is this flanking maneuver here from the Grenadiers and the Hauptsturmführer. Up here, Jagdpanzer has been relocated to try and help. Already clean out 2 of the T-44s. But Tiger has to be very cautious against the IS-2s. The Tiger Ace, if it gets hit by one of those armor-piercing rounds, can basically die in one shot. It has to be very, very careful. Going to secure a pack. Not sure how much useful that will be in the southern flank, because the Soviets are really using a lot of armor down here. Just that one SU-100. This is just infantry at the moment. I guess advances. He doesn't see the IS. Oh, now he sees the IS. That's a good shot in. Injuring the gunner is going to give it some time. He's going to go for another shot. Very risky. There's another IS-2 there. Oh, it missed. It actually didn't get fired. The Tiger is still alive and doing its thing. Lucky for it. Just like a waste of a shield hit and infantryman, but who am I to judge the Panzer Commander? Germans keep, the Soviets keep pushing down here. So it's just keep pushing. Dark Panzer's doing their best to try to provide a little bit of some armored support, but it's not really going to be enough, I think. There's too much Soviet infantry. Time to reverse open fire to support the southern flank. Let's force the Soviets off. I think the Soviets expected rockets to be on the southern flank. This going on, the Tiger is slowly supporting a push north to get a little bit more ground back. Double Panzer IV GS also arrived to support the Tiger race. That's been a while since we have had an Ironside match. But these just last so long with his annihilation, as you can see. We're already about to reach an hour. And this match still seems to have a lot more way to go. Sometimes the Annihilation games just take a little bit too long, in my opinion. So landing behind the Tiger race. And they're hoping that it'll get immobilized. It does force it forwards. Oh, it got hit by an IS-2 shell. Coming in smoke. Has to quickly pull back, and looks like it will be able to successfully pull back this time. It was quickly securing the repair station back there. Panzer IV J's moving up to try and hold the ground. So the Germans in full retreat back here for the infantry, probably thinking it could get shelled down there or something. Still no officers here for ranged karma for a while. Kinda quiet on that front now. Most of the officer use has been from Muro's Capitan up here. It's been very active in it. Oh, they spotted a Regal mine in retreat, so they now know there's a Regal mine up there. Not that I think they'll ever send a tank that way.
There are no cowards here. Crew, get ready.
Now it's quieted down a little bit.
This is it.
Either side is really sure how to advance, I assume. It's kind of a problem sometimes when you get to very late in an Annihilation game. Either side is really sure how to make the push. There's no rush to make the push either. So it's just nice and quiet.
Sniper has arrived.
More recon teams coming out. Interior is being assaulted. Both are being tossed.
Fresh meat has arrived.
And now oh, but there's still a minefield in the center. Just being exchanged again. There's lots of bomb down industry buildings at this point. So let's do get a little bit more ground to work with. I guess some Panzer IVs are forming up. The IS-2 just waits around for orders. There's also the recon team nearby keeping an eye on things. Giving them very good vision at range, actually. They still don't see the Tiger Ace.
We have the point.
IS-2's on the move, or we're just about to be moving. They're launching a flare. We give them an idea what's going on over here. Yeah, IS-2's on the move. I guess they got a target. Oh! Or did they set against it? Who knows? It is a very cumbersome thing to move a very big tank like that. Hans forces are slowing down there. Ready to be on the flank of the Tiger Ace if needed. Now neither side is making their moves again. Both sides have just been quiet about things.
Octo! Ready weapons.
Crew, stand ready. Fire! Taking fire!
And the boss pushing for the center a little bit. Just applying some pressure, but the AC-100 is nearby. Quickly moving it with its tracks. Oh, we have an officer here from Ranged Karma. It's gonna be an Overwatch with anti-tank. Oh shit! I don't think the Germans are prepared for this. Do they have any AA? I have this, and I guess they have that. Will that be enough? Because once this is active, that's gonna... If that officer just remains untouched, he's gonna be able to coordinate a lot of Soviet aircraft coming from the Red Air Force. Which might be a very big problem. At least for that Tiger race. I still need to sign on it. How wide is this? How wide is the circle? Can't really tell. Oh, I can kind of see it. Well, that's very wide. Yeah, here comes the Red Air Force. They're bombing. Oh, not doing that much damage there. Looks cool though. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, oh, one more should do it. Oh. And there go! Oh, there goes the Tigers! That allows the IS-2 to just start advancing. And the Red Air Force clears out the area for the Soviet Union. Such a potent thing to just see them flying overhead and bombing everything. It's rare we get to see the Red Air Force being used like that. That was really well played there from a Ranged Karma. That's why you need to get AA emplacements up the instant you see the enemy might be using aircraft. Because aircraft is very powerful, it can be shut down if you have the AA capabilities for it. So the Germans cannot really move any vehicles inside this circle you can see here, or they'll be hunted down. You know, the IS-2 is going to start leading an assault on the base. Got killed in the pillbox. Very brutal. We'll have to see aircraft being used more. Rarely get to see aircraft used that much. Oh, Panzer's going for the SU-100 down here. Fails to hit. Oh, they hit one. Get mowed down in turn. But the German base is in jeopardy. Yeah, it's just starting to clear out the defenses after all. The Germans only really have the Panzer 48s. Can we look at this Jagdpanzer? And the skies are clear again.
Infantry group lost.
Big Panzer force pushing forward. That's going to be a very risky move. If Iran's being the target on both. And that's two gone. That's the power of the IS-2. Even if all leads the way. IS-2 being loaded down the headquarters. German base is in very big trouble. Over that T-54 is going to make it. Let's clear it out. The IS-2 push into the German base. Headquarters about to be cleared out. Well, we've seen an allies actually lasted to the headquarters base for a while. That's not good for the Germans here. Like, at this point you can easily just surrender because I don't think you're making a comeback. There's two IS-2s inside the base. Just cleaning out everything. They're going for another Panzer 4J. And another Jagdpanzer is being prepared, but I don't think it'll be enough. I applaud the bravery though. Oh, good shot from the Panzer IV, actually. The Soviet infantry is now coming in. They get hit by the pillbox. And also the flag emplacement here. From the headquarters.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Jack finds an upwards to try and get some more shots in. Not a good shot in, actually. All concepts are getting close. That's focus cleared out, unfortunately. Ice just about to be immobilized. There it goes.
Officer is awaiting orders. T-34.
Yeah, friendly fire can happen a lot from high explosive weapons like the IS-2. But the service is just assaulting and overrun the southern position now. So many of the automatic weapons here. Germans just ran out of resources to work with here.
Forward structures have been destroyed.
That is the power of the Soviet Union, just manpower it all through. Are we gonna see a 152 million? Ah, he get pinned down. Unfortunate. He's just no longer mobilized thanks to the truck. At this point, you can easily just surrender. The Soviets have the advance and then pushing through. It's over. An observation stock called in just in case. Don't think it'll manage much. Never mind, it killed the IS-2. But you really just can't do anything at this point. That's just a lot of Soviet infantry pushing through. Yeah, they surrender at this point. A nice and hard-fought long match. I hope you'll enjoy it. I shall see you all next one, everyone. Bye-bye.